What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to do another game preview and score prediction. This time it's the LSU Tigers versus the Florida State Seminoles. All right, this game will be played Sunday, August 3rd, and I will be tuning in. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video. And we're going to start out by talking about Florida State. All right, they coming off a 10-3 season. Last season was their first 10-win season since 2016. First time going to a bowl game in 3 seasons. Sad. But anyway, last season they did beat LSU. Okay, I thought LSU should have and could have won this game. They just made a lot of mistakes, penalties, and that last penalty cost them the game because it put Florida State in field goal range and they kicked the game-winning field goal. All right, but anyway, coming back, they bringing back they starting quarterback Jordan Travis, who was second team All-ACC. He threw for over 3,200 yards, 24 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions, had over 400 yards rushing, and 7 touchdowns on the ground. So he's a dual threat quarterback. He can get it done, and I'm expecting much of the same from him this season. Can he do what he did last season in this game? That remains to be seen. So we'll see. All I know, he led his team to a win, but LSU helped him. I'll put it that way. But anyway, yeah, they bringing back Jordan Travis. They lost 2 starters along the offensive line, mainly Dylan Gibbons, who was an All-ACC guard. But they went to the transfer portal to help out with this offensive line. They got transfer Casey Roderick from Colorado, Jeremiah Byers from UTEP, and Keandre Jones from Auburn to add depth to the offensive line. Shit, maybe one of these guys will be a starter for them. I don't know. But as far as the receiver core, these fools, they got a 6'7" receiver, Johnny Wilson, who had 897 yards receiving last year with 5 touchdowns. I mean, who can guard a 6'7" guy? You ain't finna find no corner that tall. I mean, Jesus, just throw it up. This guy can go where he can get it. That's all you got to do, just throw it up. But anyway, they also got a transfer from Michigan State, Keon Coleman, to add it to that receiving corps. They bringing back, they starting running back, Trey Benson. He had almost 1,000 yards last year, 990 yards and 9 touchdowns. This dude averaged 6.5 yards a carry. So can he keep that average up in game 1? Hey, LSU supposed to be bringing in we'll say a decent defense. I'll put it that way. But can LSU defense stop this guy from getting 6 yards a carry? We'll see. But anyway, defensive. Florida State, who they got coming back? First team All-ACC defensive end, Jared Verse, who had 9 sacks last season. All right. They also bringing back they starting defensive tackle Fabian Lovett. So they got veterans on defense too. Then up front along that along that defensive line, they went out and got them some transfers also on defense. Western Michigan, Brandon Fisk got a transfer from Miami. Darnell Jackson, a transfer from South Carolina. Gilbert Edmonds. Okay, so we'll see if these boys can contribute for Florida State and help them out against LSU. They also returned the ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year, Patrick Payton, who finished second on the team in sacks with 5. So hey, they got some guys on defense too. They did have a big loss on defense in the secondary because they lost All-ACC safety Jamie Robinson. But the rest of the starters in the secondary, they will be returning, and both linebackers will be returning also. So it is what it is, man. Then they picked up an All-ACC cornerback, Fentrell Cypress from Virginia. So Florida State, they got some dudes, man. They got a lot out the transfer portal as well as LSU. All right, hell, you might want to call this the transfer portal game. I don't know. We'll see how many of these transfers be on the field for both teams. But let's talk about LSU. Because guess what? They starting quarterback Jaden Daniels is back too. All right. He threw for over 2,900 yards passing last year with 17 touchdowns. All right. He had 885 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns on the ground. Okay, so both of them can get it done. Both of them are dual threat quarterbacks. I do think Jordan Travis might be a little more accurate than Jaden Daniels, but I think Jaden Daniels' legs is better than Jordan Travis's. So we'll see what these quarterbacks do. It's going to be exciting to see. But anyway, LSU, they return a lot of their offensive starter too. I just named Jaden Daniels, but they bring back Mason Taylor, which I don't think Mason Taylor playing this game because he done been suspended. So hey, sorry for you, buddy. But anyway, no, Mason Taylor's the tight end. The other guy got suspended. Oh damn, Mason Smith. Mason Smith the one got suspended. But anyway, yeah, they bringing back the tight end, Mason Smith. They bringing back all 5 offensive linemen. So they bringing back a lot of veterans on this offensive line. Quarterback, all 5 offensive linemen, your tight end. So hey, they should be all right. Now at the running back position. They bringing back Josh Williams. He had 532 yards and 6 touchdowns. All right, but he missed 3 games with injury, so it'll be all right. But the thing about it, they need to get better. They run in the running game because Jaden Daniels from the quarterback position was their leading rusher, which I stated. He had 885 yards rushing with 11 touchdowns. So it is what it is. But then they did get a transfer from Notre Dame, Logan Diggs, who ran for 822 yards and 4 touchdowns last season for Notre Dame. So he can come in and help shore up that running back position because he's experienced. So Jaden Daniels, an extension of the run game. Then you got Josh Williams, and now you bring in this guy Logan Diggs, who had over 800 yards last season for Notre Dame. So that sounds pretty good to me. But anyway, at wide receiver, Notre Dame lost. Not Notre Dame. What the hell? This guy. Anyway, LSU, they lost Keyshawn Boutte. All right. I don't think Keyshawn Boutte didn't do too much last season anyway for these guys. But he elected to go to the draft. I thought he should have came back for another year. But they returned their top receiver, Malik Neighbors. He was a 1,000-yard receiver last season, but he only had 3 touchdowns. Okay, yardage is great, but the touchdowns is terrible. But anyway, then you had got Brian Thompson Jr. coming back. He had 361 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. All right, he had more touchdowns than anybody for us through that with 5. All right, and then LSU got Aaron Anderson. All right, so transfer from my Alabama Crimson Tide, but he's from Louisiana, so he elected to go back home. So it is what it is, man. And then on defense, they bringing back Harold Perkins Jr. Man, this guy had 72 tackles, 7.5 sacks, and 13 tackles for loss. The 7.5 sacks and the 13 tackles for loss led the team. All right, and then they bringing back Greg Penn III, who had 78 yard tackling, which he had the most tackles on the defense. Then they got a transfer, Omar Speights from Oregon State, Mason Smith, who is suspended for this game. He's suspended for this game. So we'll see how that affect them. I don't think it'll affect them too much because guess what? He got hurt, he sustained a knee injury in this same game last year, the first game of the season. He was out for the season. So he didn't play last season. So, but and he won't be playing in this game either. But anyway, they bringing back Mika Wingo. All right. So, at defensive tackle. So, hey, that's all right because Mika Wingo took his place last season. And guess what? Mika Wingo became All-American selection. Okay, after taking Mason Smith place last year after he got hurt. So I don't think Mason Smith being out of this game ain't going to interrupt nothing. Because, hey, he didn't play last week either. So, this defense bringing a lot back. So, they do got chemistry. So, but anyway, it is what it is, man. But like I say, LSU, they went into the portal just like Florida State. LSU went into the portal to shore up their secondary. They got a cornerback from Texas A&M, Denver Harris. Syracuse, transfer from Syracuse, Deuce Chestnut, and both of them are expected to start. So Texas A&M transfer Denver Harris, and Syracuse transfer Deuce Chestnut. Both of them are expected to start in the secondary. Then they got Zy Alexander from Southern Louisiana and J.K. Johnson from Ohio. So they got some depth in the secondary. Also, they returning Greg Brooks Jr., Major Burns, and Sage Ryan at safety. So they went out, got some help for us. They returned a few guys, and they went out and got some help through the transfer portal to shore up that secondary. I think the front seven is going to be all right. But LSU, they coming off a 9-4 season. And I keep harping on it. They getting a lot of hype to be a 9-4 team. So it is what it is, man. Do I think LSU can beat Florida State? I do. If they play mistake-free football, I ain't saying mistake-free, but they got to limit the mistakes. They can't have as many as they had last season. I love some Harold Perkins Jr. And remember, Harold Perkins Jr. is just a sophomore this season. And he had a hell of a season last season. Jaden Daniels had a good season, even though I think he need to throw more touchdowns. Because like I said, he's going into his 5th year of college and has yet to throw more than 17 touchdowns in a season. All right? But that might not affect him because he's dual threat. Jordan Travis. I like what I see with Jordan Travis. I like what he do at the quarterback position. Defensively for Florida State, I think they gonna. I think they can hold LSU to minimal points. I'll just put it that way. And I think LSU can hold Florida State to minimum points. So I think this game is going to be close. I really do. So my score prediction for this game, I've been saying I was going with LSU the whole time. I've been predicting LSU to win. And guess what? I'm going to stick with LSU. All right? SEC, baby. It ain't about the SEC. I just think LSU can beat them. But anyway, I got LSU winning this game by a score. It's going to be a low-scoring game. So I got LSU winning 20-14. Let me write that shit down. I got my shit all the way over here. But I got LSU winning this game. What my damn score shit at? But yeah, I got LSU winning this game 20. LSU 20. Florida State 14. LSU 20. Florida State 14. That's my final answer. And I'm sticking with it. Roll damn Tide.